Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher and I am so happy to be back on my favorite chair, which has turned red in color for this World Cup. We've got a new red table, a lovely new set, and I'm very, very happy to be here. 2 days into the World Cup, so much has happened that I couldn't miss any more. So I said I have to be here. And joining me today is a completely Marathi Manus panel. First up is a very, very dear friend of mine who joined the Cricbuzz family very recently, but he's already become a veteran because he got thali peet to feed everyone at the Cricbuzz family yesterday. So he's now a veteran, Ajinkya Rahane, and along with him, I've got a man, well, I think this line describes him best. No. This line describes Rohan Gavaskar best. आजकल पाँव ज़मीन पर नहीं गिरते मेरे. And the reason I say this is not because you're always flying high in aircrafts and flying in, private jets, not because of that, but because a certain red team has won 4 games on the trot, Mr.
It's come to this because, see, red is the theme.
That's why
red is the theme. Red sofas. We've apparently got a new sponsor in Red Bull. Reds everywhere. And the red team, 4 wins on the trot. I'll tell you, this last month has been the happiest month that I've had for a very long time. And long may it continue.
Well, long may. I think 11th is the next game. So I don't know.
Yeah, in a couple of days.
In a couple of days. So you probably have cleared your calendar and you're all set for the next game. Or now Man United fans are not worried.
No, we are worried. We're still worried.
Always worried.
I look at when United are playing and then I tell our producers, lovely producers here, listen, let's schedule our sort of dates according to the United fixtures.
Well, otherwise there's one television with cricket and one with the United game on. That's always
That's why if you see one of my eyes have gone a little wonky over here, looking one here, looking one there.
Well, Ajinkya, I am so happy to join you on this red table because usually we are at a dinner table at your house with lovely food with Radhika, who's always entertaining your lovely children, but we are here at Cricbuzz and you know how to become a part of the family because your thali peet was a complete success.
Thank you. I'm really enjoying it. Thali peet was delicious. That's what they told me. But you said about veteran. I don't like a word called veteran. I think I'm a pro.
You're a pro.
I'm a pro.
So has the pro gotten us anything in the dabba today?
No, nothing in dabba.
Marathi माणसं
You don't even eat it. You don't even eat anything.
अरे गौरव
ते मला माहिती नव्हतं.
My side. I eat.
गौरव कपूरनी सांगितलं की जेवण पाहिजे तर आलं. आमच्यासाठी जेवण नाही आलंय. So Ajinkya, we have to get some food.
Whenever you tell us, you don't eat anything. फक्त एवढंच खाते आणि next धावते. That's it.
Anyway, this is the time when we don't discuss my food, my diet. We don't discuss Man United. We don't discuss the pro Ajinkya and how he feeds everyone besides the Marathi Manus in the studio. But we discuss what's happening today. It's South Africa versus Canada. The game's happening in Ahmedabad. Rohan, Ajinkya, South Africa, of course, 2024. We know that they were so close, but they couldn't go past that finish line. With South Africa, we've seen this time
and again. Couldn't go past that finish line because the ball couldn't go past that boundary line.
Long off, like Jatin Sapru said. It couldn't go past that finish line. But Ajinkya, what is it? Because, with South Africa, it's almost like a love story that doesn't have a happy ending when they go to an ICC trophy besides the WDC final. Because even after the 2024 World Cup, the win-loss ratio that South Africa has had has been the second worst. They haven't had the best cycle. Coming into this World Cup, do they keep everything behind? Do they get a psychologist coach besides a normal coach? What do they need to do differently?
See, firstly, I think what I liked about South Africa 2024, the cricket they played. They were really positive. We always talk about South Africa and they crumble under pressure. But I think 2024 was something different, except the final. Final, that one good over and a wicket in that over changed the game and a brilliant catch from Surya. That got us the World Cup. But apart from that, I think the amount of cricket they played and with the high intensity, positive intent has been amazing. I think credit somewhere we should give it to their SA T20. Because of that, they got players like Stubbs. Now the spinners, we don't generally see spinners in South Africa. We generally talk about South African fast bowler, but the spinners are coming up. Maharaj and few other spinners as well. They got Stubbs and Miller as finishers. Markram as a captain. I think that league really gave them really good players. You can see that all the players, all rounders, the fast bowlers. We always talk about fast bowlers, but I feel they have a very good team because they are coming with a SAT20.
Correct.
Most of their players are in form. They played bilateral series as well, where all the players did really well. I spoke about fast bowlers, so we don't have to talk too much about fast bowlers, but the team which we saw there, they look really good. I think for them, it's always about now. The expectations will be high after 24 World Cup final. For them, it's all now about coming out here and just playing.
But do you
freedom.
rate this team better than the 2024 team?
I think it's pretty much. I mean, most Queenie is
he's back.
Klaasen is not there, but they know these conditions really well. Most of their players play IPL here. They know the wickets. You see wickets in SAT20 also. Some wickets are really slow and spin. So I think their players are pretty much know the conditions and they know how to go about on these wickets.
Rohan, we saw that squad, like Ajinkya is saying, that it is similar to the 2024 squad, but like he's saying, a Tristan Stubbs, or we are, seeing just younger players who've got more, Devon Brevis, who have suddenly grown into their own. Even someone like a Jansen, he seems to have come into his own. So, which is why I said, does it seem like a more solid
slightly
team?
better side, more experience. More experience. Obviously, when you have a look at that squad that they have, it's a very well-balanced side. You look at that batting, and Ajinkya was talking about the batting. You look at that batting, they've got match winners. Right from like Quinton de Kock, Brevis, Miller, Stubbs, Rickleton. They've all got that ability, that X-factor ability to think, as an opposition, thinking, if one of these guys clicks, we could be in trouble. We've seen Devon Brevis play some outstanding innings in the SAT20 recently. I think it was in the final when he got 100, when everyone else didn't really perform. So that's the kind of ability that he has. I've seen Devon Brevis play in the Under-19 World Cup in the Caribbean in 2022. And at that point, everyone who was watching that tournament knew that this is a special talent. And he's gone on to show us that at a higher level now. So look, I think this is, in my opinion, this will be a side that makes it to the top 4. Once you make it to the top 4, again, it's that matchup that you come in on that certain day. Like in that final that Ajinkya was talking about, they played well up until the final. And then in that final, 1 over, 1 mind-blowing catch, and everything changes. So I have a feeling this team will do really well in this World Cup as well.
And their all-rounders are really good. Jansen can bat. Bosch, he can bat. The left-arm spinner, Josh, he also can bat. So I think the batting, they bat till like 8 or 9. And then if needed, Kyrgyz or Rabada left-hander also can swing the bat. So I think they bat till the bowling unit-wise, they're really experienced quick bowlers, also with good variations.
Ajinkya, just now when we were sitting in that green room, Rohan has come with complete homework. Okay, done. He was giving us these stats about how South Africa has lost to a team, and he gave us all these stats, which he's now going to tell us here as well.
Absolutely not good.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
I can see the two friends ganging up over here.
We already exchanged our messages.
Saying
Basically,
that Rohan studied so much now, exam aaya, to abhi test up karwa do.
Lekin exam, I studied for chemistry. Exam papers, history.
No, you were telling me about how South Africa had lost to Namibia.
So, the last time they played an associate member team, they lost to Namibia. While Canada, on the other hand, 2 out of the last 3 times that they've played a full member nation in this format, they won 2 games. So the confidence will be high for Canada. But again, like I said, South Africa, if they respect the opposition and give the opposition the kind of respect that they deserve, even though it's not a full member team, my feeling is South Africa, with the squad that we've seen, should win this easily.
I think it's a very good point. When you're playing teams like Canada, Italy, Nepal, it's important for the bigger teams, respect the game, respect the opposition and play. Because when we used to play with teams like this, it's always about never take anything for granted. It's always about you focus on your strengths, play your game, everything will be fine automatically. Because the unknown quantity factor, it's massive. And when you take things lightly, this game is a leveler. We always talk about this game is a leveler. So if you keep it simple, I'm sure South Africa will do well.
You know, you said this game's a leveler, Ajinkya, because yesterday we saw Nepal. It was that last ball. Like the last 2 days, we've seen this. Even with USA, they troubled the Indian batters. Still, of course, Surya came and did what Surya does. But we've seen that with Netherlands against Pakistan. The Nepal game, a lot of the English fans had turned discolor because they didn't know where it was going. So even today for Canada, they are playing. They have never played South Africa. South Africa, Canada have never played each other. And Markram actually said something. He said, we'll have a look at what Markram had to say, but he said that I think it can actually feel a bit tougher. We haven't played them. I certainly haven't played them in my career. You're not 100% sure what to expect, and that creates a new challenge. When you play teams regularly, you have a good idea of their approach, their plans, players, and their abilities. Rohan, this is something that Markram said, but...
I think, look, I'm not sure I completely agree with that. I mean, if you're going to say I've never played against a certain team or a certain player, but when say if it was South Africa, India, and you had 4 debutants from India, you wouldn't be saying, oh, listen, I've never played against these 4 boys. So what do I do now? The gulf in class between these 2 teams is huge. One is the runner-up in the T20 World Cup at the moment. The other is not a full member nation. So even though you haven't played these guys, yes, there can be an unknown quantity, and that is why we say respect the opposition. Don't try to bosh every ball that you face for a 6. If there's a bowler that you give yourself a couple of balls to see what he's bowling, what his action's like. Is he moving it in? Is he moving it out? Is he bowling slow ones? Give them that respect and then play your natural game. So while it can be, you might take a little bit more time to adjust to what they're doing. I don't think if I was the South African captain, I would be saying it's tougher. I would be saying, okay, listen, I mean, there's a gulf. It's like there will be upsets.
Yes.
We're not saying that, Canada can't beat South Africa, but it will be termed as an upset. It will be termed as, wow, what a result. It won't be like, oh, listen, Canada has beaten South Africa. It's not a run-of-the-mill thing. It'll be an upset. And that is why I think South Africa obviously have the edge. And if they give the right respect to Canada, I think they should win this easily.
I think to add what he said, if you give equal importance to every game, equal respect to every opposition, everything is completely simple. Teams like Canada, Nepal, Italy, they have nothing to lose. When they come here to participate in this beautiful event, they got nothing to lose. They play fearless cricket, and that's how it should be.
It's a great point, because I think what has to happen is it's got to be 2 different approaches.
Yes.
South Africa have to sort of give Canada that respect, while Canada on one level has to say, okay, listen, we can't over-respect South Africa. We will play fearless cricket because we've got nothing to lose, like Ajinkya is saying. We've got nothing to lose. Even if we lose by a big margin, people are expecting us to lose. So it's a win-win situation. So we play fearless cricket, while South Africa have to say, okay, listen, no, we're stronger than them.
Yes.
But we've got to give them that little respect, and we will treat each game and each ball that we play on its merit.
Well, you said it's a win-win situation, and Canada have won the toss. So they've started on a winning note. They've won the toss and they have decided to bowl first. We will have a look at Canada's playing 11, because we spoke about how South Africa should approach this and how Markram said it would be tougher. But both Ajinkya and Rohan think that it's an opponent. You need to play the opponent. The Canada playing 11 here, Rohan and Ajinkya. Of course, a very young captain there, Dilpreet Bajwa, just 23 years old. But we've seen the experience in Navneet Dhaliwal. We've seen Saad bin Zafar. We've seen Jaskaran Singh. The experience there, we know that the team has the experience, Ajinkya. So we're talking about respect. This team has players. They've played in 2024. They've had an experience of 1 World Cup. So you all are both talking about how you all shouldn't get overawed by a big opponent like South Africa. I remember you've told me this once. You've said that you play the ball, not the bowler, right? So when you play somebody like a South African team, you're still playing the ball. Do you want, you should be looking at the ball coming to you and not so much who's bowling to you.
See, once you cross that line, it's a game between bat and ball. As simple as that. Team like Canada, for them, it's always about, don't think that we have to play 20 overs and score, don't get all out, 120, 130, 140. Go. My thing is, you are there to play cricket, play with freedom. Even if you get 80, 90 runs all out in 12, 13 overs, that is okay. That is completely okay. But just give yourself chance. Then only you will get to know how far you can actually go in future. it's really tough for them. No, for them, their life is between winters,
Yes.
jobs, and just normal thing.
Yeah.
Cricket comes very. I mean, the last part. I think they are here in India. It's always about now enjoying this atmosphere, enjoying this beautiful event, and don't worry about who is bowling, how fast he is bowling. Just watch the ball and react to it.
You're talking about watching the ball and reacting. It's again something which, because you said this, when I debuted in my first film, I remember Anil Kapoor sir came to me and said that don't get overawed that Om Puri Saab is in front of you. You can't be worried about who is acting in front of you, because then you're just not going to feel like you belong here. So I felt like that associate member nation when I started off my film, but it was very good advice that you can't get overawed by who's in front of you. But I know that you don't get overawed by the joy factor question.
Before we go there, I just want to say your little filmy thing came out, because Anil Kapoor Saab, Om Puri.
No, the filmy thing came out.
That is how all in the film world. That's how everyone's a Saab, Javed Saab, this Saab.
No,
this,
you know why it came out? I was telling you, na, that it's Ajinkya Sahib.
Ajinkya
It's not
Sahib.
because
No.
Anil Kapoor Saab.
Let's stick to South Africa and Canada.
Sahib.
See, it's from there.
We'll have to salute. Ask him before we can leave this studio. Utu ka.
the permission
that
sagli
will
Sahibanshi
permission-
घ्यायला लागेल.
Yeah, Sahib.
We'll leave the.
I'm going to change the on my phone to only Sahib now.
Sahib.
Yeah.
But Rohan, I know that you are also an absolute bap at answering the joy factor question. So our producer had a little question for you.
Yeah.
That in this Canadian squad, there is a player who's played in 2010, the IPL.
Yes.
Do you know who that is? I just look confidence on your face.
Yeah, I know it because
आज रोहन अभ्यास करून आलाय.
अभ्यास करून आलाय.
नाही, Zimbabwe मध्ये ना under 19 World Cup मध्ये I think there's no party scene there. So Rohan studied a lot.
Hey, that's a wrong reputation that I have. But I remember because that's the only IPL I played, 2010, and he played for Deccan Chargers Hyderabad.
But who is he?
Jaskaran.
Oh, well
Yeah.
done. But Ajinkya, you have no memory of him? Because you
I know
played in India
Jaskaran.
A
I know
game with
Jaskaran.
him.
Because this question was for Rohan. I said,
That's why.
I'll just keep quiet.
Otherwise, Sahib knows everything.
Sahib was sitting
Sahib
waiting.
knows everything right now. He knows what Karol's eating upstairs also at the moment. Everything that's
Everything's
happening.
being done on this one finger.
Yeah.
Let's talk about South Africa.
Do you remember playing with him?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you all
we
went to
played.
Headingley together.
We played a lot of matches against each other also in domestic. So
So clearly Canada's got that experience
Yeah.
because they will need him today. We know what that South African batting is filled with. So they will need his experience to come in, and we talk about the South African batting. We'll have a look at the South African squad, see who they've gone ahead with. Of course, the number 1, 2, 3 was fixed. There was no surprise really there. And then there's Deval Brevis, who's coming at 4, David Miller, who's at 5. Tristan Stubbs makes it. So there is no Jason Smith in the team.
Yeah.
So Tristan Stubbs is in for Jason Smith. But they have gone ahead with just that one spinner. Ajinkya,
Yeah.
are you surprised that they haven't taken George Linde in the team?
not surprised. Because of the dew factor also, and this combination looks really good. Back till late, and then their fast bowlers basically dominates everything. Markram can bowl off spin, so they have Maharaj and Markram who can bowl no spin in the middle overs. Looking at this team looks really good. But I just want to mention about Canada. Their batting. I was watching a couple of the videos. Their batsmen. Their captain looks, really young guy.
Yes.
Very bottom and dominated there. And this format is always about, just go out there and just smash it. Just watch the ball and hit it. And Yuvraj Samra, I think.
Yes.
I
Nicholas.
have also done homework and come. I was watching
Always.
videos.
Nicholas
and
Curtin.
I couldn't stop smiling when he said, I was watching a few videos and all. Sahib has done homework and come.
Yeah, I'm always ready. Yuvraj
he's always
Samra,
ready.
also a tall left-hander, likes to play cricketing shots. Nicholas Curtin, again, loves to play square of the wicket, good against spinners as well. So I think, for them, as I said, just go out there and enjoy it.
Sahib, me पण homework केलंय. Because we were talking about the young captain, Dilpreet Bajwa. He was actually playing under the captaincy of Abhishek Sharma. So he's played for Chandigarh. He's played under 16, under 19. So now going to captain is going to be a big thing for him, big day for him as well, Rohan.
What an honor.
Yeah.
I think, to lead your country, at this stage, the World Cup stage, what an honor it is for not just for Bajwa, for any captain.
Yes.
You know, just to lead your country, even if it's an ODI, not even the World Cup, if it's an ODI, T20 Test match, it's one of the biggest honors that you can have in your career. And for this young man to get it at the World Cup stage, it must be a fabulous feeling for him.
See, it shows basically the competition we have in India. There are almost 38, 40 players, Indian players, are playing in this World Cup. We saw it in the USA team, this team also. So it's a great thing that for any cricketer playing at the international level, it's absolute honor. So I think it's a great thing, great opportunity for them.
And you know, it is when you've played at a certain level, international level, you realize that whoever's playing at that level, at that international level, whether it's one match, 100 matches, 150 matches, they worked extremely hard to get there. And they have, in a sense, their journey towards that would have been a hard one. They would have had to do, certain, sacrifices in whatever way, you do to get there. So everyone sort of appreciates and respects that in whoever's played international cricket. So for him to be captain is like I said, a magnificent honor.
Well, you were talking about a young captain, Graham Smith, who did wonders for South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about this. Yes. It's ironic that he's captaining against South Africa, while Graham Smith had to walk into that role, I think at the age of 22 or 23. And he was thrust into that role as captain, and he flourished. It brought out the best in him. He's nearly 9,000 test runs for Graham Smith, and just the way he got the country together, the way he got the team together. Everyone talks about his inspirational leadership qualities, along with his, obviously sometimes when one facet of your game dominates, we don't talk about the fact that he's got nearly 9,000 test runs. And that sometimes get overshadowed because we talk about him as a leader. But as a batter also, his numbers are just phenomenal. So look, hopefully Bajwa can have a similar impact with Canada.
Well, you've spoken about how Graham Smith flourished, but someone who's really flourishing for South Africa in the last 2 years, who's come back into the side, is Quinton de Kock. Ajinkya, you spent a lot of time with him last year in KKR. How does he function? Because he seems like a very quiet person, but does he have a certain way to prep? World Cup's a big deal. His numbers have been very good. His SA20 was very good against West Indies. Right now, he got that 115 of some 49 balls, I think. So he's just been in incredible form. What is his prep like?
Very quiet guy. Preparation-wise, if he thinks the rhythm is not coming, he'll probably bat for an hour or two. But someday, if he feels like if he doesn't want to bat, he'll just stay in his room and just relax. People think, we initially thought he was playing for MI and then came to KKR last year. Now again he's in MI. We think he's lazy. But once he crosses the line, he's super active, he's switched on. So very few players, they know how to switch on and switch off. That's really important, and Quinny really knows when to switch on. Very dangerous player, we all know that, but the preparation wise, he always gives more than 100%. In Kolkata heat, we all know that during IPL time, it becomes really hot. And for the overseas players, it's really challenging. Practicing in that heat, sometimes afternoon practice sessions, but he used to bat for an hour or two, when his rhythm was not coming. Very well, thinker of the game, thinks really good.
Did he sit with the analysts a lot, and was he a very data person?
Doesn't believe in that. He knows me?
Yeah, in terms of as a captain, a captain, and I think there is so much data analysis. Do you look at certain matchups?
It's important to know about the matches. It's important to know about the data, but as a captain, you have to have different plans as well. You got to be instinctive. When you're on the field, those plans will, help you, but you got to be really instinctive.
Sometimes you go with your gut feeling.
Yes, that's really important, especially this format. Going with your instincts, gut feeling, very important. But coming back to Quinny, he knows his game really well. He knows his area, what bowlers he's going to target. So he should talk like that. I know which bowler I'm going to attack. So, he's really clear in his mind.
Also, Rohan, he loves batting in India. We know that, yes, he's practiced a lot in the heat, but clearly he likes the heat because he gets those runs against India. He loves batting in India. So
He's
what
on
can we
fire.
expect? Always on fire.
The heat, he's on fire when he's here. Look, there's certain places, and Ajinkya will tell you, there's certain grounds, certain countries where you think, okay, listen, you've got fond memories of that place, and you think, I'm going to score runs here. You talk about, say, Azharuddin and Eden Gardens, his love affair with Eden Gardens. I think even Rohit's got a great record at Eden Gardens. If you talk about my dad and Port of Spain, Trinidad, his record over there is unbelievable. So there are certain venues where you go and you think, oh wow, this is home. This is a comfortable feeling over here, and that brings out the best in you. So it's pretty much what Quinny feels over here in India.
And also where there is a bounce and a good pace on that wicket, he loves that. No, whenever the wicket is slow and turning, he'll probably struggle. But if there is a bounce and good pace, he'll do really well.
Well, we know that in Ahmedabad you get those big runs, so I'm sure he'd really like to play in Ahmedabad and bat on that wicket. But that stadium in Ahmedabad, the biggest that the world has seen with regards to capacity, a team like Canada, it would be very special to play at such a big stadium because it's just something that the crowd brings in, that atmosphere that the crowd brings in. Will the team be overwhelmed by the noise, by the crowd, or will they be excited to play here? And just talking about that stadium, I want to ask both of you all this, is that do you have any, like you were saying, that certain stadiums bring the best out of you? We know what MCG has done to you, Ajinkya, because I've seen that honours board, Ajinkya Rahane's name twice, 147, 112. Does that bring something out of you, MCG, or do you have a favourite stadium?
I think that's my favourite stadium. No, MCG for me, whenever I step on the field, even the dressing room, gets that positive vibe. I don't know why, but some grounds like that. For me, MCG scored 200s there, 89, 81, 70s against South Africa in the World Cup as well. That was my favourite inning in the ODI. So that ground, gives me that vibe, motivates me. Again, 100,000 people,
big
boxing,
big crowd.
Boxing Day, and the atmosphere there is amazing. So for me, MCG always been special.
So is that atmosphere, have you all felt that in Ahmedabad as well? Because just the number of people.
I mean, the stadiums come out long after I've retired. but what I want to say is that I don't think Canada would feel it that much because I don't know what kind of crowd we're going to get today. If Canada was playing India, then it's a completely different ball game because then it's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of hoo-ha, this. But against South Africa, it'd be interesting to see how many people are in the stadium. So that, if it's not too crowded, it might be an advantage, but the way I see it is, look, if I'm a Canadian player, I want to experience the World Cup, and that means I want to play under a full packed stadium. Whatever it is, no one's expecting Canada to win the World Cup, but to go back home with that experience and then tell everyone, we competed against some of the best teams in the world. The experience of playing in a World Cup with a full stadium, making a lot of noise, was just unbelievable.
And that's a great feeling to have. As a cricketer, you always think that there should be people, like stadium should be full.
100%.
And you get that motivation, you get that positive vibe from the crowd, from the people.
Ajinkya, I actually remember you during COVID telling me when you all played in those empty stadiums. I remember you saying that it's so difficult because you all feed off that crowd. So
that was, I think, one of the boring period. I thought, it's really difficult when there are no crowds. To motivate yourself, to challenge yourself, to get into that zone, it's really challenging. When you are used to play in front of 100,000 people, and Ahmedabad Stadium, any player, you are in awe. Basically, you see that, those numbers, that stadium, huge stadium. There's a great opportunity for Canada team. I hope the stadium is full, there are people who
Even if it's 50% full, I think it'll be a great thing.
Well, you're saying a great opportunity for them. They are going to be bowling first, and we know they have got the experience of Kaleem Sana, who's been around. He used to play for Pakistan 2008. He played for Pakistan, then moved to Canada. And we've also seen Saad bin Zafar, the left-arm spinner. So lots riding on their shoulder.
Yeah, look, obviously lots of experience for them. And they will, in a sense, bear the responsibility and shoulder responsibility of this Canadian bowling attack. Halinger also, I just want to mention because in the last World Cup, Abhyas kela hai, I've studied. He took more than 40%.
त्याचाच अभ्यास केलाय, या दोघांचा अभ्यास नाही केलाय. या दोघांचा मी केलाय.
He took more than 40% of the ICC of the wickets that Canada took in that tournament. So these are the three bowlers that they'll be looking at and saying, okay, listen, boys, you've got to do the job. Over to you, Saib.
अभ्यास मी खरंच केलाय. Left arm spinner. I think bowls really good, uses the crease really well, bowls well against left-hander batsman as well. Now, what I saw about him that uses the pace. No, he has that control. I think that's a very good sign as a left arm spinner. You got to be really brave, to have that. So I think he looks really brave to me. A fast bowler, very deceptive action. Ball comes slightly quicker than you think. Now, uses both the angle to right-hander coming around the wicket and over the wicket as well. Takes the ball in for the right-hander. Though then if he comes from here, then he'll take it away. So I think he has the variation, and both the bowlers, they looked really good to me. So I think, as I said, for them, just go out there and just express.
It's a free hit.
Yeah.
It's a free hit, basically. So like I said earlier in the show, it's a win-win situation. Because if you go out there, look, a lot of these associate member countries, like we were talking about Nepal, we're giving them credit even though they lost the game. We're saying, oh wow, they gave a little bit of a fright, they gave a little bit of a scare. Imagine if they actually win the game.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of times what happens is for a lot of these teams, more than your actual skill set of batting and bowling, sometimes there's just a little bit of match awareness. It's a little bit of pressure when you're fielding, a drop catch, overthrows, a few runs, you concede, extra runs you concede in the fielding department. That really costs them. The skill set obviously, is improving all the time, and the more they play at this level against teams which are stronger than them, your skill set only is going to improve. So look, while there have been close calls and which have been appreciated in the sense they've given the teams a fight, what we'd really like to see in a sense also is these teams win. Because that's what's going to make the game a lot more global. That's going to garner interest in those countries. I saw a great little video of, with the Italian cricket team. One of Italy's biggest footballing stars, Christian Vieri, he's wished the team. And he's wished the team because he was, I think, born and raised in Australia. And he follows cricket. He was talking about the fact that one of his first few test matches that he saw was in Australia, West Indies test match, and he spoke about Richards, Garner, Marshall. So he's a very he's a cricket nut. So when you have someone like him, who's one of those superstars in that country, talking about the sport, wishing the team all the best, that's going to garner interest in the country, and that's what we want. That's what we want the game to be, in a sense, globalized.
Well, like you all can see, I've got two front benchers who've done all the studying, and it makes my job so much easier. So I want to see if both these front benchers have studied enough to answer the joy factor question of the day. Let's have a look at the question. Rohan, why don't you take it, because you read it and you can answer it, because you're the one who always cracks it.
Only 3 South African batters have achieved this ODI record. 2 of them are Herschel Gibbs in 2002 and A.B. de Villiers in 2010. Who is the third and what exactly did they accomplish?
So we will let our viewers also have a chance, because the players are out and we know that we need...
Do you know the answer?
No, that's why I gave it to you.
I'm going to think, does A.B. de Villiers have a double 100? This is in ODIs or?
ODIs.
ODIs, yeah, 2002.
No, double 100.
No, okay, now I need to just think.
Yeah, so we have lots of time to think. We have lots of time to think, because we have to also do a prediction game. Ajinkya, now you're a pro, so I think you should go first. South Africa batting first.
210.
245.
Wow, that's a big one. 245 for Rohan, 210 for Ajinkya. I was going to go with 222. That's what I'm going for.
Richie Beno. Yeah.
That's what I'm going for. Let's hope we have a winner, because I know that, Mr. Joy Bhattacharya is absolutely killing it on the prediction game. So hopefully one of us wins. But guys, because you all studied so much, we've gone over time with our show. So I have to thank you all both for the studies. Ajinkya, thank you. Rohan.
Also,
thank
because
you.
my earpiece came out, so I couldn't hear any director counts. I just want to say,
Time to order some food now.
टाइम टू ऑर्डर सम फूड कारण की अजिंक्यनी काही आमच्यासाठी जेवण आणलं नाहीये पण सगळे जे क्रिकबज लाईव्ह बघत होता थँक्यू व्हेरी मच आता क्रिकबज लाईव्ह मराठीत होणार आहे बट विल गो बॅक टू इंग्लिश
हमारे
ॲट द 10th ओव्हर ॲट द क्रिकबज कॉम्बॉक्स थँक्यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग